what's up, people? Fizz out here, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about this whole X-Men Apocalypse Billboard controversy. Now, if you're unaware of the controversy, there's been this huge outcry led by Rose McGowan over a billboard for the film X-Men Apocalypse, which depicts Apocalypse, the supervillain from that film, a mutant god, man-thing, choking Mystique, one of the superheroes, a blue, scaly, mutant woman. And Miss McGowan and her supporters have called the billboard sexist, misogynistic, saying that it promotes violence against women. I'll put a link to the Hollywood Reporter article about the issue in the video's description. Go check it out. I'm going to quote Miss McGowan from the article. This is what she had to say about it. There's a major problem when the men and women at 20th Century Fox think casual violence against women is the way to market a film. There is no context in the ad, just a woman getting strangled. The fact that no one flagged this is offensive and frankly stupid. The geniuses behind this, and I use that term loosely, need to take a long, hard look at the mirror and see how they are contributing to society. Imagine if it were a black man being strangled by a white man, or a gay male being strangled by a hetero. The outcry would be enormous. So let's right this wrong, 20th Century Fox. Since you can't manage to put any women directors on your slate for the next 2 years, how about you at least replace the ad? She went on to say, I'll close with a text my friend sent, a conversation with his daughter. It follows. My daughter and I were just having a deep discussion on the brutality of that hideous X-Men poster yesterday. Her words, Dad, why is that monster man committing violence against a woman? This from a 9-year-old. If she can see it, why can't Fox? There's a lot wrong with that super condescending statement that Rose McGowan made there. Now, the one thing she got right, there aren't a lot of female-directed movies being released in Hollywood today. That's obvious. That's true. Now, does that have anything at all to do with this billboard? No. Does that have anything to do with sexism or misogyny? I don't know. But it has absolutely nothing to do with the topic of this billboard. Now, the fact that she brings up the female directors. Rose McGowan, for most of you familiar with my channel, when you think of Rose McGowan, you think of Scream, you think of Grindhouse, you probably think of Jawbreaker, Doom Generation, a bunch of other movies. And she was also on the long-running show Charmed. Recently, she's kind of reinvented herself. She directed a short film called Dawn. She's working on musical projects. She's trying to become a serious artist and an activist. So while she's saying this about female directors, she's also trying to remind everyone, hey, I'm a female director now too, and I want work as a director. So Rose McGowan has her own agenda in this outside of sexism and misogyny and yada, yada, yada. Now let's look at, and maybe, I hate to even bring this up, and maybe I'm being just a cynical old man. I know you guys have heard that a lot recently with some of my recent videos that I'm turning into a cynical old man. And I probably am. But the conversation between the 9-year-old girl and her dad, that didn't really happen. That's totally made up. I cannot hear a 9-year-old girl going, Daddy, why is that monster man committing violence against that woman? And let's say, even for the sake of argument, it did happen. What happened to parents saying, it's only a movie, it's not real? The whole issue here, and this is so, we're in this era, and I can totally understand why Fox, they issued an apology immediately, and they took the billboard down. Cowardly, yes, but I totally understand it from a business point of view, because we live in this era today where character assassination just runs rampant. I mean, look at anybody who has anything negative to say about the new Ghostbusters movie. Sexism and misogyny are a hot button topic today. Because if you're a male and you have anything even remotely negative to say about the new Ghostbusters movie, you don't want to watch it because the trailers look bad, or because you don't want to support remakes, or you just aren't interested. I don't want to watch that movie. Oh, well then you're a misogynist or a sexist. That's the real reason, right? Kind of like, I didn't want to go watch that rock movie that with Kevin Hart in it. Just didn't look good to me, didn't appeal to me in any way, shape, or form, so I skipped it. Oh, well, it must be because I'm a racist. I can totally understand Fox pulling it, Fox issuing an apology, and trying to put it behind them as quickly as possible. This is a tentpole film for them. This is a summer blockbuster. They have hundreds of millions of dollars riding on this film. They don't want any controversy surrounding it. Certainly anything to do with sexism or misogyny, because that is the hot button topic today. So I can totally understand them pulling the ad, pulling the billboard, issuing the apology, and just moving on and hoping it all goes away. But ultimately, this whole thing is just going to promote the exclusion of female characters, supervillains, superheroes in these kinds of movies. Because we can't put a superhero female in harm's way of a supervillain male character, or will be called sexist and misogynist. Doesn't matter. Supervillains can do supervillainy things all day, every day, as long as it's to another man. Can't touch the hair on a woman. Let's not forget, all those Spider-Man movies where Mary Jane Watson was in peril constantly. Let's not think of Batman v Superman, where Amy Ryan was in peril constantly at the hands of, Lex Luthor or Doom or whatever. Let's not think of all the other X-Men films. The first X-Men movie came out in 2000. So we're going on almost 2 decades of X-Men films, which have displayed mutant-on-mutant violence in each film, irregardless of whether or not they're male or female. They're superhero mutant people. And it's mind-blowing that we live in this era, too, where everything, even Rose McGowan's point here about, well, there needs to be more female directors. Equality. We need to have equality among the sexes. But we can't have a male supervillain attacking a female superhero. That's what you're saying. You're wanting equality for female directors, but inequality for female superheroes in superhero comic book movies. So you're only going to promote the exclusion of female characters in these films. And these films are being released every weekend. Comic book movies are the most popular movies today. They're not going anywhere. And the studios want to play it safe with these $100 million+ movies. So if there's any, if they smell controversy in any corner of the movie, they're going to snuff it out. So when the female superhero in the upcoming comic book movies is relegated to the background as eye candy, they can't go anywhere near the fray. They can't be put in any kind of danger in any way. Where's the equality in that? Where's the equality in the studios just going, okay, let's just forget about that female superhero or that female supervillain. Let's just totally neglect them and pretend like they don't exist. What's going to happen with Black Widow in the upcoming Avengers movie? We can't have Thanos, a man, doing harm to her, so we'll just kill her off screen, or we'll just send her on a mission somewhere else and just, she'll be gone for that entire movie because we can't have her in harm's way. We'll be called sexist. Where's the equality in that? And what, what sexist, misogynist, woman-hating pig do we have to thank for that? Rose McGowan. Because Rose McGowan wants to remind everybody that she's a filmmaker now too. It's mind-blowing. We live in this era where you can't just not like a movie because you don't like it. It's because you're sexist or homophobic or racist or whatever. I mean, look at what else Rose McGowan was saying. What if it was a gay male being strangled by a hetero? Well, how would you even know that in the billboard unless the gay guy's wearing a shirt that says I'm gay and the hetero guy has hetero tattooed across his forehead? Your whole argument there is completely ridiculous. This whole thing is completely ridiculous. People being called sexist and misogynist because they don't want to watch the new Ghostbusters movie is ridiculous. We live in such... It's this PC era where we can't even remotely offend any person in any way. And these are, keep in mind, these are people who champion free speech and freedom of expression and freedom of choice. And, violent movies don't create violent people. But you're totally going back on all that now. You're wanting to censor and remove this ad because of violence. Because you think a man is going to look at this billboard. Forget the movie. Just the billboard and go, yep. And then strangle the first woman he sees. Now, what if it was Mystique strangling Apocalypse in that ad? It'd be, woman power, you go, girl. And you know what men would be saying to that? That's hot. That's awesome. That's what we would be saying to that. So, roles reversed, it's sexist, it's misogynist, it's promoting violence against women. But if it was her strangling him, it'd be, you go, girl. From the ladies and there might be a man or two out there going, I don't like that. Personally, I think that's pretty hot. That's just me, and I wouldn't think anything else of it. It's a superhero battling a super villain. Super villains do super villainy stuff, and sexism and misogyny, I don't think, play into their world. It's mind-boggling to me. It's crazy. This is ridiculous. It's insanity. I can't believe we have to even have this discussion. Oh, God. Anyway, let me know what you guys think of this whole thing in the comments section below. Sound off. Am I off base here? Am I sexist or misogynist? Let me know in the comments section below. Just mind-boggling. Anyway, thanks for watching as always. I really appreciate it. You guys take care, and until next time, peace.